Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Rebel Rewind. My name's Christopher. That's Eric over there. And today we got a special guest chatting with us and giving us his input and his takes on our news stories for the week. We have Gerald from Star Wars Fanatic. Gerald, do you want to introduce yourself and let people know where they can find you if they're not already following you?
Yeah, hey, how's it going, everybody? Gerald, Star Wars Fanatic, and you can find me mostly on YouTube. I do have an Instagram as well and a Twitter that I'm rarely on either of those. I post my videos daily on there, and then I pretty much leave it alone. Uh, but mostly on my Star Wars YouTube channel, on Star Wars Fanatic.
Awesome. Well, we appreciate you coming on today. Like I said, giving us your input on some of these news and rumors that we have for today.
Okay.
But like I think the biggest news was the sad heart wrenching news that we lost another Star Wars legend yesterday. We lost James Earl Jones at the age of what was he 93.
Yeah,
And
93.
so that was some sad news there. We got Billy Bob first. Hey Billy, thanks for coming in the chat. Uh, Ted Adams says, "Hey gang, huge fan of Star Wars Fanatic." Yes, yeah, he puts out some great videos, and I like how Gerald kind of like he doesn't pick a side. He kind of just gives his opinion. He's not negative towards anything. Just kind of gives his opinion. So, no, Gerald definitely does a great job, and then love the background as well. Eric and I
Oh,
were both
Oh, thanks.
commenting on the setup that he has there with
Thanks.
the
Appreciate
Death
that.
Star panels and stuff. So Darth
Yeah,
Patty
they're a
says
lot
hello
of fun to
there.
build.
Oscar says hello. And Yassi in the chat says, "Hey." Brandon Clark says, "What's good, fellas? Now this is a top tier trio. R.I.P. James Earl Jones." Yes, thank you, Brandon, for hopping in the chat. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
definitely.
yeah, definitely some sad news with James Earl Jones passing, as I mentioned. Yeah, he passed away yesterday at the age of 93. So it has been reported that beloved actor and voice of Darth Vader, James Earl Jones, had died at the age of 93. The EGOT, Emmy, Grammy, Oscar, Tony winner, was born on January 17th, 1931, and died in his home in Dutchess County, New York, um, with his representatives confirming the report to Dateline. Those here at Star Wars Newsnet and all of us Star Wars fans know him best for voicing Darth Vader in A New Hope for the first time, and then he did the entire original trilogy, Rogue One. He did a little bit of voice work for the Kenobi series for that. So that's his biggest um, or his most iconic role, I guess, one of his most iconic roles, at least to us Star Wars fans. But Eric, you got some little tidbits about James Earl Jones
yeah,
on hand as well, don't you?
yeah. I found some interesting facts of James Earl Jones. For example, he has a CB or used to have a CB, and his handle was Darth Vader, and he would utilize the Darth Vader voice until like one day he decided not to because it was frightening people. I think that's pretty interesting. He's also known for his humility. He declined to have his name appear in the credits of both Star Wars: A New Hope and The Empire Strikes Back, claiming that he felt his contributions wasn't significant enough to warrant a credit. He did agree to have his name appear in the credits of Return of the Jedi, though. Also, James Earl Jones was a United States Army veteran and former member of the 75th Ranger Regiment. He stuttered many people know that he stuttered as a child, and he slowed down his voice so he can make sure he clarified um, his speak, which is pretty impressive because it doesn't appear at all that he had a stuttering problem, but it's something that he always struggled with. Also, he narrated a documentary called Black Indians: An American Story, 2001, which explores issues of racial identity between mixed descendants, people of Native American and African American heritage. James also himself is a Black Indian. He was also one of 14 individuals who won an EGOT, meaning that he won 4 major entertainment awards: Emmy, Grammy, Oscar, Tony. He does the voice for CNN, of course. And even before Morgan Freeman, James Earl Jones was the first African American actor to play the President of the United States in a film called The Man in 1972. I thought these was all kind of interesting. There's more out there, but
Yeah,
these were that I thought
I didn't know he was the voice for what was the news one?
CNN.
CNN. Yeah, I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
So Eric, Gerald, besides Darth Vader, like his role as Darth Vader, and we're gonna do our top 10 Darth Vader moments, just to kind of pay tribute to the late great James Earl Jones. But what was your favorite non-Star Wars role that he did?
Mine, probably Thulsa Doom in Conan the Barbarian back in, I think it was 1982.
Nice.
The movie's cheesy and everything, but he really made that role pop.
Yeah.
I remember seeing him, and it was just like a year before Return of the Jedi came out, and I thought, man, wow, Darth Vader's Thulsa Doom. This is cool.
Billy says Conan as well.
Yep. I mean, it's still a classic movie. They tried to redo it like 10, 15 years ago, and it was horrible.
Yeah.
You just can't top the original. And,
Yeah.
I mean,
How about
James Earl Jones in it.
I
Yeah.
love when he appeared on what's that show called? The comedy show where the geeks. Anyway, where he appeared as James Earl Jones himself, and he would like mess with Carrie Fisher at the door.
Oh,
And
on Big Bang Theory.
Big
Yeah.
Bang
Big
Theory.
Bang Theory, yeah.
That was pretty
Yes.
cool.
Yeah. Yeah, that was good. See, and
I mean, he kinda
that's one
poked
thing
fun
I
at
didn't know about him.
himself. Yeah, he poked
Yeah.
fun at himself, and it was just kind of fun. And he had a humor to him.
Yeah. And that was the first time they actually met in person, too, apparently.
that's
So,
fun. I didn't know that.
yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
So I've got two, just because, well, one is Mufasa in Lion King,
Oh,
just growing up with that movie.
Yes.
But then the second one was Field of Dreams, where he played Terrence in the Field of Dreams, and that was a great movie.
Sandlot
Where he
also,
started
right?
Yeah, he was a baseball guy in Sandlot.
Yep. Yeah, Sandlot, exactly. That's what Brandon said. Loved him in Sandlot too. He was also in Roots.
Yep, he was.
Yeah. Rest in peace, the iconic voice of Darth Vader, James Earl Jones. May the Force be with you. Yep. But yeah, we're cutting it a little bit short with the articles today, but we do have some of our top 10 Darth Vader moments to check out here. So we got some clips for those. Eric, you want to start with your first one? Kind of tell us which one it is.
So we have the first scene with Vader, his menacing presence when he chokes the rebellion officer, which was, and it's very scary for a kid to watch.
Yeah, such a menacing such a menacing scene too. Like he did such a great job as Darth Vader. It was tough to pick like five scenes for myself, and Eric, I'm sure it was difficult to pick 5 of your own, because like he's just great in every scene he does.
Mm-hmm.
So my first scene was the duel between Darth Vader and Obi-Wan Kenobi, where he comes up and he's like, "Oh, I've been waiting for you, Obi-Wan." So let me just find that clip. Hopefully, did I not add it? Okay, it wasn't. It was too small. Okay, so for my first one, then I'll go with the Vader choking Captain Nita.
Apology accepted, Captain Nita.
Love it.
Again, that great scene with Vader choking out another Imperial officer. He's done a couple of those throughout the series.
Oh yeah, that comes to my next one. So you got Vader choking Marty as punishment for the lack of faith. Is my next favorite moment.
Don't be too proud of this technological terror you've constructed. The ability to destroy a planet is insignificant next to the power of the Force.
Don't try to frighten us with your sorcerer's ways, Lord Vader. Your sad devotion to that ancient religion has not helped you conjure up the stolen data tapes, or given you clairvoyance enough to find the rebels' hidden fortress.
I find your lack of faith disturbing.
Enough of this. Vader, release him.
As you wish.
Yeah, so iconic.
Yeah, great scene. All those from A New Hope. I was what, 4.5 years old when it came out.
Oh, really? Yeah. So you saw it on the big screen then for the first time when you were 4 years old, eh?
Yep.
Awesome. R.I.P. Antilles.
1977.
LOL. I find your lack of faith
didn't stand a
disturbing.
chance.
Yeah, he's now number 1 with the Force. The circle is now complete. When I left you, I was the learner. Menace. Tony in the house is R.I.P. Lord Vader. Vader's first frames, and we hear their voice, Chef's Kiss.
Yep.
Yeah. So my next one, I went with another Empire Strikes Back scene. The altered deal with Lando in the carbon freezing chamber.
Calrissian, take the princess and the Wookiee to my ship.
You said they'd be left in the city under my supervision.
I am altering the deal. Pray I don't alter it any further.
His voice just commanded so much presence, right? It's just, yeah.
Yep.
I got another video, but this one's a non-speaking role. But this is Vader destroying rebels in the Rogue One in the hallway scene. You got that one?
No, I replaced it with the trooper, the rebel choking trooper.
All right, so the last one would be the Vader and ObiWan. I know this was a AI kind of synced with Hayden's voice, but
yeah.
Anakin. Anakin's gone. I am what remains. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Anakin. For all of it. I am not your failure, Obi-Wan. You didn't kill Anakin Skywalker. I did. The same way I will destroy you. Then my friend is truly dead.
I love the combination of the two voices in that one.
Yeah, that mix is really good.
Yeah.
Emotional.
Yeah, I'm I'm not sure how much voice work he did. Like, it sounds like some of it's new, but they could have reused some lines there as well. But either way, it blended. They blended it really well.
Yeah,
So my next
didn't
one,
James Earl Jones say they used AI for him for that?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's something I saw as well in an article that he signed his rights to use his voice after his death. So it won't be the last time we'll hear his voice in Star Wars, I'm sure. But yeah, my next one is another Lando one, where Darth Vader comes out of torturing Han Solo and tells Boba Fett that he can have Han when he's frozen, pretty much. So another iconic scene. All of them are just iconic scenes with Vader. Such a great job.
Lord Vader, you may take Captain Solo to Jabba the Hutt after I have Skywalker.
He's no good to me dead.
He will not be permanently damaged.
Lord Vader, what about Leia and the Wookiee?
They must never again leave this city.
That was never a condition of our agreement, nor was giving hand to this bounty hunter.
Perhaps you think you're being treated unfairly?
No.
Good. It would be unfortunate if I had to leave a garrison here.
This deal is getting worse all the time.
I love how he just like walks by Lando. Like Lando's like Lord Vader, and he just ignores him and walks right over to Boba Fett. Billy said drive-in theater first time I saw it. Auntie K's Tara said my first Star Wars was also a drive-in theater, but it was Empire. I was 5. Brandon said it's not OG trilogy Vader, but when he storms at Reva down the hallway, you were warned. Yes, that was another great one too. Like I said, like too many great scenes to pick as well. Knut says hello and good night, Gerald.
Hey, good night, Knut, if you're still on there. Thanks for coming in.
Patty says my typing sucks. I will shut up now. No, that's okay. All good, Patty. Ralphie Boy says hello there. Hey, Ralph. That's so intense. Bruce Campbell, the celebrity, really? First saw Star Wars when I was around 6 or so, eating pizza at home with the family. I didn't touch a slice. I was enthralled with Vader. He was terrifying, and I loved it. Best villain ever, yes. And he's hard to fill those shoes. Like we had Kylo Ren, who was good, but I mean, I don't think anyone will match Vader's presence.
No.
Shivers, yeah. I love the scene with Ahsoka and Rebels, season 2, Twilight of the Apprentice. Then you will die. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, hello, Ralphie. Yes, they used AI. Ralph saying, "Hey, Billy." No disintegration. Yeah. He sold the rights to his voice for future use after he's gone. Yep. I lived in a small town, so we had to wait almost until my 7th birthday to see it in our theater. Yeah. So my next one, I went with one of the more iconic scenes from Empire, the "I am your father."
If you only knew the power of the dark side. ObiWan never told you what happened to your father.
He told me enough. He told me you killed him.
No. I am your father.
No. It's not true. That's impossible.
Search your feelings. You know it to be true.
No! No!
Luke, you can destroy the Emperor. He has foreseen this. It is your destiny. Join me, and together we can rule the galaxy as father and son.
Yeah. Obi-Wan never told you what happened to your father. No, I am your father. Yeah. Robot Chicken did a great job on this scene.
Yeah, funny thing
But-
is, when that came out in 1980, we didn't have VHS or DVDs or anything, so we had to wait 3 years to find anything out, and we couldn't rewatch The Empire Strikes Back unless it came to theaters again. So
Right.
for 3 years, you're just hanging on like, oh my God, man, what? Just tell me.
Right.
And there were
Yeah,
no
you're
articles or spoilers or anything. George Lucas
I
was
know.
very tight-lipped.
Times were different back then. Almost better in a way, without all the social media and people being so toxic about stuff.
Well, they hated it back then too, but you didn't hear it much
Yeah,
because we
They
didn't
didn't
have
hear
the
it.
social media.
Exactly. That's what it was, right? Ricky says, Hey, Ricky.
Oh, Ricky.
Good evening, everyone. Sad day yesterday. Yes, it was. Billy said, question, did James Earl Jones do the voice over before or after filming? I'm pretty sure he did it after, didn't he?
Yeah, he did it afterwards.
Yeah. Ricky says
And
double
that
dipping on
really
both channels.
made David Prowse mad. He was really mad about that.
Yeah. Yeah. Could you imagine if James Earl Jones didn't do the voice of Darth Vader?
Oh my
It
God.
would have been different. It would have been way different.
The Scottish
Eric,
accent.
I think you gotta yeah, right? Or had they went with Orson Welles
Orson Welles, yep.
right? Was the original choice. Eric also had the Vader and Leia scene, the first time they met those two. The first time those two met in Star Wars. Which another iconic scene. Again, just iconic. Yeah. Before we jump into before we jump into Eric's last one, he had the Cloud City conversation there. I got one more as well. I'd like to throw up for myself. That was a favorite of mine from Rogue One, where he's choking again another Imperial officer, Director Krennic.
Director Krennic. Lord Vader. You seem unsettled.
No, just pressed for time. There's a great many things to attend to.
My apologies. You do have a great many things to explain.
I delivered the weapon the Emperor requested. I deserve an audience to make certain that he understands its remarkable potential.
Its power to create problems has certainly been confirmed. A city destroyed. An Imperial facility openly attacked.
It was Governor Tarkin that suggested the tests.
You were not summoned here to grovel, Director Krennic.
No,
There is no Death Star. The Senate has been informed that Jeddah was destroyed in a mining disaster.
Yes, my lord.
I expect you not to rest until you can assure the Emperor that Galen Erso has not compromised this weapon in any way.
So I'm still in command? You'll speak to the Emperor about it.
Be careful not to choke on your aspirations, Director.
Yeah, that one goes right up
So
there
good.
with
Love it.
apology accepted.
Love it. Man, it's so menacing. When he kind of like looked up at him, like, oh crap, he's getting closer.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love that scene, man.
I love the scene in Dark Empire. Luke finds himself in Exegol, spiky tortoise, with Sidious's clone. We have had many debates about that scene. My ex-wife saw Empire in her junior high school French class with no subtitles, so basically got her to watch it for the first time where it made sense. That's awesome. Vader speaking for the first time in Revenge of the Sith. to Palpatine after he suits up. This is my favorite line. Where is Padme? Is she safe? Is she all right? Yes. And then the some would say blood curdling no scream that they added in the later versions. Saw ESB and ROTJ double feature in '83. Memories. Yeah, that must have been awesome. Vader's dad joke to director Krennic is my favorite. Yeah. If I were John and Dave, I'd throw that scene in movies they were working on as a vision. Yeah, that'd be cool, right?
Yeah.
Who has seen the clip of James E. Jones' son came after seeing A New Hope? I have not seen that.
No.
John Williams' Vader theme is also iconic, adds to the villainous of the character. Yes, absolutely.
Definitely.
Yeah. Oh, crap. What kind of awful people did this? What happened? WTF? Damn. Yeah, Eric, you got one more clip as well.
Yeah, we had Vader
The Cloud
meeting up
City.
with Han, yeah, in Cloud City.
Yeah.
Love
Yeah,
it.
again. Yeah. Iconic again.
We would be honored if you would join us.
I had no choice. They arrived right before you did. I'm sorry.
Love
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
They don't
So many
pose
good scenes.
zero threats to Vader, man.
Yeah.
Love
Yeah.
that scene.
None. He didn't even use the lightsaber to block the blaster bolts. He used his hands.
Yeah. Disney tantrum. Oh, maybe. Disturbance in the Force. Yes, he said. Yeah, so that's our little tribute to James Earl Jones. Again, rest in peace, James Earl Jones, who you will be missed for sure. But let's jump into our articles and rumors for this week, starting with a rumor that we have about Brie Larson as Darth Revan. So this we've seen this. Well, I've seen it posted on Facebook and I think Instagram. I saw a posting about this. So this one comes from the direct. Is Brie Larson's Star Wars Revan movie real or fake? Speculation explained. Is Brie Larson making a Star Wars Revan movie? A poster is going viral on Facebook teasing the release of a supposed live-action Star Wars Revan movie being released in 2027. Listed as the leading star is Captain Marvel actress Brie Larson. The poster includes Larson's name and an image of the female Jedi donning purple and gold robes along with the black and red mask. She is also holding a purple lightsaber in her left hand and a red one in her right hand. So here's the poster here if you haven't seen it. So it's been on Facebook is where I saw it, and I think I saw it on Instagram as well. So included with the poster was the following caption teasing the film's release, which is supposedly coming after 2026's The Mandalorian and Grogu. So this was a caption. Breaking news. Disney has announced that they were moving away from streaming shows and moving forward with more movies. The first after The Mandalorian and Grogu in 2026 will be what fans have asked for years. A movie set in the Old Republic since the games allowed both female and male Revans. They have cast the fan favorite from the MCU, Brie Larson, as the lead role to add to the diversity of the project. So, unfortunately, this poster is nothing more than a computer-generated image and therefore fake, but it looks pretty real. But what do you fellas think about if they were to do this and cast Brie Larson as Revan? Would you be down for it, or like for me, I'd rather see Keanu Reeves as Revan, and we know they're still eyeing him up for a future Star Wars role, so that's possible as well. But what are you guys' thoughts on this?
Yeah, I think this is a big fake story. Probably trying to generate some buzz or something, or some hate around it. But I don't like the idea either. I don't like the idea of Brie Larson as Revan. Keanu Reeves, yes, but Are they just trying to get something started here?
Yeah, no, I'm good without her doing it. If
Yeah.
she's in the movie, that's fine. But
Yeah.
casting Revan with Brie Larson, I don't know. And it's not because she's a female or anything. It's because Revan has a very rich history with Star Wars fans,
Yeah.
with the Mandalorian background and with this Jedi background and all that. And it's pretty much set in stone in Star Wars fans' minds. And I think it'd be a huge mistake to change that up.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Axel says hi.
Yeah, most definitely.
Ricky says hell no. Sorry, but no. Patty says Bree is like a drywall. Axel says, man, I can't believe that we lost Darth Vader. Yeah, right. Very sad. Auntie K says, I can see Brie Larson as someone else. Yeah. So, yeah, that I'm on the same page. If she's playing a different character,
Mandalorian
yeah.
or
Yeah, or
Right.
even cast her as Bastilla Shan, another Jedi
Yeah.
from that era, right? But
Yep.
yeah, you can't do that to Revan. That would piss off a lot of fans if they did that.
Yep.
Lousy actress and not a very nice person. I mean,
Yeah,
I've heard.
I don't know
I've
her
heard that.
personally, but yeah, I've heard it too.
Yeah. Yeah, but either way, interesting that they chose to do that and chose to post that.
yeah, I just think the story all in all is just a fake. But we're
Yeah.
gonna go ahead into my first story. If you guys don't have any more comments rather than other than no, but yeah, Taika Waititi. All right, so we got what's going on with Taika Waititi's Star Wars movie. So this story is by Matt the Glowing. So he supposedly had conversations with other insiders at an insider at a recent Comic Con. You know, it's so funny. It said a Comic Con, right? A recent Comic Con has informed me that Taika Waititi is definitely not doing his Star Wars movie at Lucasfilm. Insider filled me in with the reason Taika Waititi isn't no longer doing his Star Wars movies because of Thor: Love and Thunder. Taika Waititi recently came out and said he only did the Thor movie for the money, and that basically that Thor is on the bottom of the list of superheroes. So pretty much he's saying that he got that he's no longer doing the Star Wars because of the fact that Disney already released them or supposedly released them. I'm not sure if
Yeah, I
there's
heard a rumor that he and Leslie Headland were canned. I know the Acolyte season 2 isn't happening, but I didn't know she was canned completely from Lucasfilm. I thought maybe they'd put her on a side project or something like that. But I heard they were both gone, and I heard similar things about the MCU that what's the name? Jesus, can you remember
Taika
the CEO's
Waititi?
name? No, the
Oh,
CEO,
Kevin Feige.
Kevin Feige. Yeah, and I heard a similar thing that he went through and cleaned house at MCU, got rid of people that didn't know anything about the Marvel characters, the Marvel storyline, and didn't care about it either. They were just there to put their own message out and stuff. So,
Yeah.
so if he did that, then Disney may have pressured Kathleen Kennedy into saying, look, these people don't know about Star Wars. Look at our sales plummeting. We got to do something.
Yeah. Plus, I mean, if it's taking him that long to come up with anything, if he was actually working on anything, like you would think Kathleen would be like, okay, let's just hold off. Let's do something else, right?
Yeah, and I figured his movie was on the fritz, I don't know, a year ago or so, because it's been since 2020 or 2021 that they announced he was making a movie, and every time I see a new report about it, it's coming. I just haven't started it yet. And it's like, okay, this isn't happening. I see how this goes with Lucasfilm when things get sidebarred and everybody's like, yeah, it's gonna happen, but like the Rian Johnson trilogy. Where's that at? I don't think that's happening.
I know. I kind of hope he gets it. I enjoyed the Last Jedi. I know I'm sure a lot of people in the comments are going to disagree with that one. But I enjoyed it. I'd like to see him get a trilogy, but like not that the thing with Disney, like in Lucasfilm announcing these movies, they don't. There's been very few that they actually officially commented and said, "Oh, it's not happening." Like they said
Yeah,
that
it
with
seems like they just
the
talked to
Rogue
somebody and
Squadron
they're like,
one.
"Yeah, I'd like to make
Yeah,
a Star Wars movie." Cool, we're announcing it. It's like, hey,
yeah,
hang on, wait till it's in
yeah,
production. Don't announce
yeah,
anything till you've got at least a script written and a director in mind or something.
right. Taika will never see his Star Wars movies happen, says Patty.
He's got a
And
certain style of comedy about him, and I don't think it meshes well at all with Star
No,
Wars. My
no,
opinion.
I mean the Solo movie was started out as like a comedy with the Lord and Miller who did the
yep,
Lego movie, right? So
yep.
we saw how that ended up, right? They had to bring in Ron Howard to clean that up. So
They had to reshoot about 80% of the movie at that point.
yeah, yeah. Axel said, "Do you think Star Wars Episode 10 is going to happen?" I mean, it seems like it's going to be happening with like the Ray movie. So seems like it.
Yeah, I don't know
'Cause
if they'll call it
that's supposed
episode
to be one
10,
of
but we'll
yeah.
see.
I don't know. I mean, I'd be fine if they did because it's still connected to that um those movies, right? So
Yep.
the bots have Order 66 us.
Yeah, we got cut off when we did all the Vader clips.
Yeah,
Oh, we did.
we're back.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's what I heard. My wife was saying that we were cut off there for a little bit.
No.
Yeah, we're back on now though, so we're good.
Yeah. All right. So jumping into the next article, then, talking about reports that they are cutting back on Star Wars television, Star Wars Disney Plus TV shows, and moving forward with more movies. So this report comes from the Direct Again. So Star Wars will be reducing its TV output, is the report. According to insiders, Disney may be decreasing its Star Wars TV output over the next couple of years since the release of Star Wars Rise of Skywalker in 2019. The franchise has been exclusively bound to the small screen. Every year since then, they've released a two live action streaming series a year on Disney Plus. The most recent, which was the polarizing The Acolyte, which ended its one season run in July. So Star Wars TV strategy is reportedly in the midst of a major change. Insider Daniel Richmond shared that he has heard the iconic sci-fi franchise is set to reduce the number of live-action TV series it releases per year from 2 to 1. He mentioned several series are still in development at Lucasfilm, so the brand is not getting out of the live-action TV business entirely. They're just simply reducing their output. And he's quoted as saying, "I'm hearing that several series are in development, but it seems they plan to release only one live action series per year starting in 2025." So this seems to be in line with the greater Disney media strategy as of late. In July 2023, CEO Bob Iger confirmed the Hollywood giant would be spending less money on what they make and making less as well. So, what are you guys' thoughts on that? Because if they're starting only doing one series per year in 2025, does that mean we only get Andor next year? What are you
Yeah,
guys' thoughts on
I
this?
think so. But I'm not disappointed in that. I
No,
love as much Star Wars content as we can get, but I want them to have
yeah,
the budget to do it. If they have one series a year, that gives them a bigger budget and a bigger time frame to get everything done and edited properly and the special
hmm
effects in line, and they won't have to rely on the volume as much, which is a cool
Mhm.
technology and everything. But Star Wars has always been about practical effects and pushing the
yeah,
boundaries in practical effects. So we'll get a bigger budget with that and have more models, have more stuff. Like, I mean, who doesn't love the Millennium Falcon? That was a model. It- Amazing stuff.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
yeah, I'm all for it. Yeah, it's gonna suck only having one show, but hopefully they make the ones past Andor because we know that's only gonna be 12 episodes. So hopefully they make the ones past Andor longer, like a 20 episode season. You know,
Yeah,
with the
that'd be
mid-season
amazing.
break, and then
Yeah,
go on. Maybe they could have a production value similar to House of the Dragon or even Rings of Power, where everything just looks amazing.
Hmm.
yeah,
We can argue about the storylines all day long, but the look of it and the feel of it is just great.
yeah.
Yeah, I like
And
the idea
if
that
you're not putting the effort into these like two or three series a year, it's like you can put that money into the movies as well, which is good because
Yep.
we missed Star Wars in the theaters. I mean, it started out being movies in the theaters, and that's where the roots are, right? So, but Eric, you were saying something there as
yeah,
well.
no, they need to concentrate, you know, their manpower, just concentrate on one good story, write it really,
Yeah.
really, really good, right? And then just, you know, just concentrate on just that one, and then your film, or you know how they're going to do it. But yeah, no, definitely they're doing too much, I think. And if they could just concentrate and make less but really good stuff, you know, I won't be mad at all. I like this
Yeah, I'd
idea.
like to
Yeah.
see longer series too, more than 1 or 2 seasons. Let's go with, 4 or 5 seasons of something, and
Yeah.
let it play a whole story out rather than just getting a little chop of it of 16
Mhm.
episodes out of 2 seasons.
Yeah. Yeah. Or even the 8 episodes. Like 8 episodes isn't enough to tell
No,
a full
not at all.
story either, because we saw that with the last season of the Mandalorian. Like they didn't tell the story that they wanted to tell with all the Mandalore stuff. They could have told, right? They could have told way
Yep.
more story with another 8 episodes, right? Or not even another 4 episodes, right? They could have done a lot more with that.
Yep.
Yeah. Patty says less is more. Less is more is the way to go. Put your time and effort into one project at a time. Yeah.
Exactly.
And I don't think that means, because like the article says just live action TV, so I'd imagine we may get like maybe an animated series in there as well, and or like something like Tales of the Jedi, like a 6-episode animated thing would be cool to have, like to give us some filler between live action stuff. That'd be cool as well.
I'm not mad at
And
that
then
either.
if they're doing a movie a year as well, because we get the first one in 2026, 2027, right? So I mean that would mean Andor next year in 2025, and then Ahsoka season 2 2026, I guess.
Yep. They start
know.
filming that, I think, in August of 2025, the Ahsoka season 2.
Yeah, so it looks like it's going to line up with the release of the Mandalorian and Grogu movie. So I think, Eric, was last episode or the episode before, we were kind of speculating that maybe those two, like the season 2 of Ahsoka and the Mando and Grogu movie, are going to tie in somehow, right? So
Yeah.
the Acolyte looked like it was filmed in one weekend. Rings of Power looked like they took the time to work on it.
Yep.
Yeah, if you're comparing the two, definitely.
Yep. I didn't hate the Acolyte. I just thought it could have used more time in the production.
Yeah, I agree with you. I really enjoyed the Acolyte. I am kind of bummed that we're not getting a second season, because there's a lot of series that don't do great the first season, and then they come back for a second season, and the second season is like way better. So that could have been the Acolyte, but we got what we got, whether you liked it or not, right? So
Yep.
All right, so my next story, we're going to talk about the Mythosaur. We got some images, and I think if in a little bit we'll click on that image, it's going to take you to a link, Chris. But so the Star Wars gives us the best look yet at a Mythosaur. After initially being teased in The Mandalorian Season 3, Star Wars had provided a full look at the first live-action Mythosaur, and thus a sneak peek at what's to come in the future. The Mythosaur has long been the symbol of the Mandalorians, and with it being painted on Boba's armor back in The Empire Strikes Back, the creature has highly significance to the Mandalorian people. Seeing it as the warrior's ability to tame these massive beasts, that helped to make the Mandalorians so renowned. Now, mythosaurs have become more important than ever. Shared by Cobalt Green 1138 on X, a new Star Wars Topps trading card reveals the first ever look at a live-action Mythosaur. It builds greatly upon the small tidbits that we see on The Mandalorian Season 3, which only saw like the eye, the scales, and the curved horn. The image breathes more life into the creature, making it the closest Star Wars has perhaps come to bring it to life. And so why is this important? It mentioned in the by the armor that the in the book of Boba Fett, the Mythosaur is at the heart of the Mandalorian prophecy. The armor described a Mythosaur rising up to herald a new age for the Mandalorians. It would also be no surprise for the Mythosaur itself to rise and defend its homeworld, thus fulfilling the prophecy that the armor has shared. The first full look of the Mandalorian Mythosaur seems to only further tease this inevitable future. So if you get on the image that it has, either further up, there you go. Click on that image right there.
Yeah.
Actually, that is. Did you click on a link? Okay, yeah. So
yeah. That's a pretty good look at it.
Impressive.
Yeah, that's mean looking. I like that.
And you know, hopefully we'll get Grogu to be able to tame one of these guys.
Right, Grogu taming it, riding it. Yeah.
I was really hoping for Boba Fett to step into it.
Yeah. Well,
make his character a little more in line with what he was in Legends. But he's already said he's not going to be in it, so that stinks.
Yeah, which is unfortunate. He could be lying to us, though. Maybe he's lying to us, or maybe he just maybe he shows up in the Dave Filoni Star Wars Endgame movie that they're calling it, right? Where all these shows come together in that movie, right?
Yeah.
So
he's just trying to throw us off.
Yeah, I think so. I wouldn't put it past Tamora to throw us off like that. But that's really impressive. If we get to see that in the movie, that would be crazy because they did kind of tease it and they kind of didn't give us anything by the end of the season, right? I thought we would have seen the full thing by the end of the season, but we didn't, which is crazy. All right, so the next article, which is one I just saw today, so this one is from StarWarsNewsNet.com, and apparently Disney is being sued over the use of Peter Cushing's image in Rogue One. So in Rogue One, where they did the digital deep fake, whatever you want to call it, I don't think it was deep fake technology, but they did the digital over a different actor. And basically the London-based film company Tyburn Film Productions is suing Disney for using Peter Cushing's image in Rogue One. As reported by The Telegraph, the film company claims that the VFX recreation violates a contract that was made between the company and Peter Cushing before he died. Even though a high court judge said that he was far from persuaded that Tyburn Film Productions would win the case, the judge also said that it did need a full factual inquiry. The film company claims that its agreement with actor Peter Cushing gave the company the ability to veto any recreation of his image with the use of special effects. Apparently, Lucasfilm and Lunik Heavy Industries, producer of the original Star Wars films, did not ask permission from Tyburn Film Productions when they were recreating the image of the actor for Rogue One. Lucasfilm and Lunik Heavy Industries state that they did not believe permission was needed because the terms under his contract that go back to 1977. While Disney and Lucasfilm may not have asked for permission, they did reach an agreement with the executors of Cushing's estate, granting the estate a fee for the use of his image. Carrie Fisher was also appears in Rogue One, is a digital recreation. Also gave her permission to the filmmakers. She died less than 2 weeks after the release of the movie. So, what do you guys think about this? I don't know if there's I don't know if this Tyburn Films will win this case. I highly doubt it. They're going up against Goliath, Disney, who's like Goliath in this. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know if they're going to win it, but
Yeah,
I guess they
no.
can try.
That'd be like Rhode Island going against Russia.
Right?
It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
No.
But
People just need to quit getting trigger happy. It's been what 10 years since
yeah,
Rogue
it's been
One came
almost
out,
it's been almost a
and they're
decade.
just
right?
now
So,
like, oh, wait a minute, we have the rights to this guy. You're just now
Yeah.
figuring this out. No, you would have known that.
Yeah.
Peter Cushing is not a small actor, or was not a small actor. He was a big name. He was a huge name to even be in Star Wars. So much of a huge name that George Lucas let him wear slippers until to show his feet. So yeah, I don't know. They might have found some clause in there somewhere where Peter Cushing was drinking coffee or bourbon one night, and he's like, "Yeah, whatever, just get out of my tent," you know?
Yeah, right.
It's a juicy story, man. It was more complex than I thought it was originally when I heard you guys talking about it. But yeah, wow.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting, right? I mean, I'm kind of wondering if this other production company, that Tyburn Film Production, I wonder if they're kind of needing some money, and that's why they're doing this all of a sudden. Because like almost a decade later, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Patty says his family gave their approval. Full stop. Yeah. Right.
Yep. I mean, that's pretty much binding if the executor said yeah.
Yeah.
So,
right.
I mean, even the judge said, I don't think you're going to win this case, but let's pull up some facts and see what happens.
Right. It's like Disney's probably paying one of the judges, right? They'll probably have their own judge that they have come in, right, and fight the case for them.
He hurries up, takes off his Mickey Mouse ears and throws them down before he sits on the bench.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah, I don't know. People are just too trigger happy with suing people nowadays, I think.
Oh yeah, definitely.
For sure.
These lawsuits need to quit.
Yeah.
Like the whole Scarlett Johansson suing Disney because her movie didn't go to theaters. Well, it was COVID.
Right.
Theaters were shut down. I'm sorry. It can't go to theaters. You want us to wait 7 years or 10 years or however long this pandemic is going to last? We'll put it out then.
Or put it out during COVID and nobody sees it, right? And then they're like, well, you know what? Your movie was a bomb.
Then it goes straight to streaming anyway.
Yeah. So yeah. Doesn't make sense.
All right, so last story for this evening, or at least my last story. So Mandalorian Stamblers stands target YouTubers over the Acolyte cancellation. This is a juicy story. Some fans of the Acolyte targeting YouTubers over the cancellation of the series, following Amanda Stenberg's recent video where she blames fans for the cancellation. A small amount of her supporters have taken to social media in an attempt to get Star Wars fans' account on YouTube shut down. In this, Stenberg says that she blamed the alt-right and conservative fans. So what does Amanda Stenberg's supporters say? In a recent letter addressed to YouTube, Stenberg supporters who claims that represent YouTube Star Wars fans criticizes the platform for allowing channels like Geeks and Gamers, Arcade Outpost, and Nerdrotic to engage in targeting harassment and racist attacks against marginalized actors in franchises like Star Wars: The Acolyte. The letter claims that we understand that YouTube has an important role to play promoting free speech. However, content uploaded by Geeks and Gamers, Arcade Outpost, and Nerdrotic are not opinions or criticism. It's a prolonged target harassment against women of color, and we urge YouTube to enforce the community guidelines and pretty much demonetize these channels immediately. So that's the story. But my little hot take on it is that I think, in my opinion, I mean, who cares what my opinion is? But I'm going to give it anyway. These individual YouTubers have their own right and their own voice to, and the freedom of speech, really, to give their opinion on their own channels.
Yeah.
And I think the only reason why these channels are being targeted is because they have a huge following, right? Just recently, Star Wars Theory himself put out a video on his own channel being targeted by Star Wars Explained. for the same or similar reasons, claiming that his channel is targeting female actors of color. These are the claims, but to put a claim as heavy as that, you need to just come out with just a claim, but also facts. So it's now unacceptable to criticize an actor or an actress, or that's underperforming, or possibly a director that's not writing a compelling story. Can we not target or not target, but criticize these individuals? That's what it seems like they don't want, for fans of our franchise to do, basically.
Yeah.
So I think what we should expect as fans is the best that Star Wars can give us. So basically, these YouTubers are pretty much telling how they feel about their own feelings about where they're falling, or where the Star Wars stories, or where the franchise is pretty much veering off course, and they have the right to pretty much state that. And if an actor, an actress, or an actor or directors are not going, in a course that they feel it shouldn't be, or going off course, they have the right to pretty much say, "Hey, look, I don't like where this is going."
Yeah.
It's just me personally thinking of, but at the same time, us as fans and should at the same time respect, and and not go crazy and talk bad about actors, or or directors.
Yeah.
Pretty much keep
yeah.
it, keep it professional, in other words.
As much as I don't agree with most of those channels, most of what they say, because I see them as like tabloid channels. They're there for the views, they're there for the clicks. They're at the newspaper stand, $1.99 aliens invade Elvis's home, But I don't agree with their views on most things, and I don't even think they agree with their views on most things. They just throw it out there. I don't remember ever hearing them say anything derogatory against women or people of color at all. I could be wrong because I don't watch all their stuff, but I've never heard them say any of that stuff. And to come out and bash them because they didn't like her show because of her color or sex or whatever, that's just not right. Because if we look at Andor, amazing show, amazing production value, amazingly written, acting, everything is spot on. There are a couple little wonky spots in it, but not enough to ruin the entire story for you. But in that, we have plenty of people of color in roles, lead roles, big roles.
Is just awesome.
Plenty of women. There are a lot of women in roles in Andor, and you also have a lesbian couple in Andor. Nobody complained about any of it. So you can't say all Star Wars fans are these sexist bigots and all this stuff, because we loved Andor and we embraced it. And people still talk about it now, even 2-3 years later. And this is just an overreaction because their show got canceled. That's all it is.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
I'm totally not for attacking people like of their race or their gender. Definitely not.
Yeah, and like Patty says here, Patty says, I saw a post on X saying, keep your effing, well, you can read that, out of Star Wars. That's not
that's not constructive at all.
No, and we don't need any of that. Like, people are saying rude comments like that about Star Wars Theory and these other channels, right? People who enjoyed The Acolyte. We don't need that kind of talk. It's fine to criticize the show for the acting and stuff like that, but you don't need to make disrespectful comments like that. But
exactly,
like to go after these other big channels for giving their opinion, and kind of going after their livelihood, because they're full-time YouTubers, right? They're making their money. This is how they're making their living. That's not right either. Like,
right. And free speech works for everybody if you agree with them or not. And I don't agree with any of that stuff at all. I don't, but they have the right to say things that I don't want to hear. And they have the right to say things that Amanda Stenberg doesn't want to hear. And most of my problem with The Acolyte had nothing to do with the story. It was the production of it. It was the writing. Well, not really the writing so much, but the acting. The acting was just atrocious. I'm sorry, Amanda, you didn't do a very good job at it. And Vernestra Rowe, sorry, my God, a pencil would have acted better.
Yeah. And
the music.
like
What was that
Manny
one
Jacinto.
weird song at the end of that one
Oh
episode?
yeah, that was kind of yeah.
R&B kind of. Yeah.
I mean, other than that, the music was great. Manny Jacinto was great.
Awesome. Loved his character.
Lee Jung Jae as Soul was great.
Yep.
I think he did a fantastic job. But yeah, Amanda wasn't my favorite actress in
the
it.
girl, what was her name? I forget her name.
Oh.
The one that got the 3 stabs.
Oh, Jackie.
She was awesome.
Jackie, yes. Jackie
Yeah, she was great.
awesome. Awesome
Yeah.
character. Awesome actress too. She nailed that part.
Yeah. Agreed, Gerald. Says Patty.
Thanks, Patty.
Yeah, just
So I thought that was an
doesn't have
interesting
to.
story. Somebody had to talk about it. So
Oh, absolutely,
Yeah,
and it's something that's still going on. Like we're seeing other videos making videos on this topic. Like I don't know. We should almost jump on the Star Wars Explained versus Star Wars Theory stuff that's going on and get our views from that.
Oh boy.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's why I stick to myself a lot of times. I'm like, hey, not getting involved in this stuff. I'm just gonna talk about Star Wars.
I'll watch from the sidelines.
Yep.
So I wanted to share this story. I thought it was kind of a fun, lighthearted story for the last one for the night. Fantha Tracks is saying that Manny Jacinto, who played Chimere, although he did not get the second season of The Acolyte, it's reported that he is a contender for People's Sexiest Man Alive. Manny will compete against Euphoria's Jacob Elordi and Red, White, and Royal Blues Nicholas Galzatine and Gavin Gasalenjo from The Summer I Turned Pretty. So all the best for Manny. Maybe going shirtless in The Acolyte may have helped that. Had something to do with that.
I would have never seen this out of Jason Mendoza from The Good Place.
Right, exactly. He was great in that show. Like he was great in that show.
He was my favorite.
He's a great actor
in it. Yep.
Yes. Yeah.
I was just watching
That's
The Acolyte.
funny.
I was like, all right, where's Donkey Doug? Where's Pillboy?
Yeah. No, he was my favorite part of The Acolyte. Like I said, him and Soul. But hey, if Sexiest Man Alive or People's Sexiest Man Alive is maybe he gets that, and maybe that'll ease the pain of not getting the second season of The Acolyte.
Or maybe it'll spin off another series or movie or something where it's
there you go.
on him.
Yeah.
Because I'd like to see what happens with this character, where he came from, and all that stuff. There's so much that they didn't finish.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like we're not getting a second season of The Acolyte, but they could continue these stories in other forms. I think Eric and I were talking last week that they could even do like a Tales of the Jedi or a Tales of whatever and show some of their stories in that as well, right? So they can keep bringing these characters in other shows or other stories, right? So, but that's all for this evening. Gerald, thank you so much for coming on and giving us
for having me.
your
I appreciate
on this
it.
stuff. It was
Everybody
fun.
got on the same page with the shirt.
Vader.
This wasn't planned at all.
We're all wearing our Vader shirts. Eric's got his little Vader in the corner there, co-hosting with us. Gerald, do you want to let people know where they can find you if they're not already following you?
Yep. If you're not following me, just Star Wars Fanatic on YouTube, which I will be changing my channel name. I've announced it on my my own videos, because I've been revamping the way I do my videos and everything, and just reformatting everything and doing it a little crisper than I used to do. Dedicating more time to each video and each script that I make and everything. So I've given my viewers the opportunity to come up with a channel name. and put it in the comments of one of my videos or one of my community posts. And then today I was supposed to go through, pick my 5 favorite ones, put them up for a poll, let everybody vote for them. And then whatever they decided, that's what I was going to stick with. As long as it wasn't something goofy like doo-doo head or something, you know. But yeah, I'm gonna that's the plan for the next week. Where right now I've been concentrating a lot on the Andor series because I've been rewatching it and just really getting back into it.
Yeah,
and I
Me and
think
my wife just watched that. Just
I
finished
think I'm
watching
gonna do that with all the series. Just go through and just grind the hell out of them and do that. But yeah, it's Star Wars Fanatic on YouTube for now. I will make the announcement when that changes. I'm on Twitter and Instagram as well, but I really don't get on there all that much.
Yeah, awesome. Oh, one more question before you go. How are you feeling about Skeleton Crew? Are you looking forward to that?
I'm looking forward to it, but I'm looking forward to it more as like a 13-year-old boy looked forward to Goonies.
Yeah, there we go.
I'm
Yeah,
not
'cause it's got
looking
that same
forward to it
vibe.
as a major Star Wars project yet.
No.
Jude Law, absolutely stoked about. I love Jude Law.
Yeah.
I think he's like the coolest weird guy that ever existed. He's done so many great movies and played so many weird roles and good roles, and just he's been versatile like crazy. So I want to see how he does as a Jedi.
Yeah,
Mhm.
or at least at the very least, just like a Force user. Well, we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah.
Yeah, but thank you, Gerald, for coming on. Thank you,
Thank
everyone
I
in the
appreciate
chat.
it, Chris, Eric.
For,
you guys have a great evening.
Yeah, thanks everyone in the chat for coming on. We'll see everyone next week.